Hi, Mr. Grossman here. Today I'm going to talk to you about actively taking notes, and specifically how to use Cornell notes. First, let's discuss why it's important to take notes. Taking notes keeps you awake and alert in class and forces you to pay attention and focus when you're reading or listening. It helps you learn, and studies have shown that actively engaging with the topic by listening and summarizing what you hear helps you understand and remember the information later. It helps you study for quizzes and tests, and it's a skill that you will use throughout life. One way to take notes is to use your computer. The main advantage of using your computer to take notes is that it's often faster to type them than to write out what the instructor says. The downside to using a computer to take notes is that many people simply try to type out word for word what the instructor says, and therefore they're not engaging with the ideas and concepts being discussed. In almost all cases, students want to avoid copying or typing out word for word what the instructor says. Another main drawback to using a computer to take notes is that it's easy to get distracted or off task during a lecture, like getting onto Facebook or surfing the web. Lastly, it's often easier and faster to draw pictures and diagrams on notebook paper than on a computer. Taking notes by hand is another common method of note-taking. When you take notes by hand, you have to think about and quickly process what you're hearing and summarize it in an organized way. A popular method to take notes is the Cornell method. The Cornell note-taking method was developed at Cornell University. Cornell notes are usually filled out by hand on paper, but can also be filled out on computers. The main reasons to use Cornell notes is that they are very easy to organize and are easy to use to review when studying for quizzes and tests. Now let's look at how Cornell notes are organized. You want to divide your notebook paper into three sections: cues, notes, and summary. The cues are the big ideas, the key words, the main ideas, and main questions. It says here they are to be written soon after class, but I think it is okay to write these out during class as well. To the right is the main section, where the notes are written down during class. These include dates, details, definitions, formulas, diagrams, and charts. You want to practice paraphrasing the information you write in this section and avoid writing full sentences. Above you'll see it says name, date, topic, and class. It's very important you fill this information in at the start of a lecture for when you need to go back and review your notes for a test or a quiz. At the bottom is the summary section, which is usually written at the end of class, and it highlights the main points in the notes. And it's one common way to summarize your notes is to write out 4 to 5 things you learned in that day's lesson. Here is a completed example of Cornell notes on literary elements. You'll notice at the top it lists the topic, student's name, and the date. Below, separated into 3 sections, are the questions / main ideas, notes, and at the bottom the summary. You'll see some examples of main ideas for literary elements listed, which include irony, characterization, ways of understanding a character, conflict, types of conflict, and categories of conflict. And then to the right under notes, you'll see the definitions and details of the various literary elements written out in bullet points or paraphrased. The nice thing about the way Cornell notes are organized is that it makes it easy to review the notes for quizzes later on. All you have to do is fold the paper separating the main ideas and notes, and you can easily practice quizzing yourself on the information. The summary at the bottom is important because when you write about your notes, you solidify the information so that it's easier to remember later on. Also, the summary section can be used to write down questions that you may have about the main ideas, which you're welcome to ask me about. Okay, thanks for for tuning in to my micro teach on Cornell note taking. Take care.